Alright guys, starting off where I left off, this is the boss I made. So let's get out the basic stuff. So as always, once I play through the level, or in this case just the boss, I'll show you how I made this stuff. Again, sorry for not using music in the game. Oh. But I kind of like the way this boss turned out. Like, I'm kind of proud of this one. Oh. As always, it's not flawless, but it's a great starting point. Like how he keeps creating two goblins. I could make the second time around, or depending on the lower, how low his health is, I could make him spawn more. As per usual, like, it can always be, you know, modified and changed and made better. And I keep forgetting to block those. And he's toast. And that's the boss. I did notice during that fight that I didn't have to actually guard to have the shield reflect the projectile at him. I think that would just be a matter of coding the shield when owner is guarding and whatever I have it programmed to do. But that's not a big deal, so let's jump right into it. Alright guys, here's the boss I was going to work on. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. So let's get into how he works real quick. This is just so I could see his health. It just shows up really small in the upper top right, and it's attached to the in-world goblin, which is the boss, obviously. That's just so I could see his health when I was fighting him, to kind of know how many hits he takes. Let's go to the shield, because I did modify it a little bit. Basically, instead of just shooting, it shoots directly at him. That way you can reflect his attacks back at him. So pretty much the same thing as last time, except I did, again, did not have him have to guard, have the player have to put his guard up, which I probably should, but basically whenever this shield detects energy projectile, it will shoot the energy projectile at the goblin. Yeah, it should definitely be when the guard is up. And it should also destroy the... Oh, no, it shouldn't, because... Yeah, I remember why I did that. Yeah, so let's go right back over here and look at the more simple items in the boss fight area here. Whoa. Where? Okay. Basically, this cube, and this cube are just for positions. So there's not really any coding on them. This one's a little bit special. This cube down here, it constantly turns quickly, and when it has power, it shoots without targeting, so it shoots straight, but because it's turning, it kind of makes like a wheel you have to jump over. Yeah, so then what's attached to that line, the countdown timer, is 4, and then power off. So it shoots for 4 seconds and then powers off. When it bumps the burning aura, the power turns on. So that's when it starts shooting. And that's why the boss will shoot a burning aura projectile at it. There's noise going on in my house, so I had to make a quick cut. Hopefully you can't hear too much in the background. But attached to line 4 with the burning aura turning the power on is it will play effect fire explosion, just so it's not... that way the projectiles look like they're coming from somewhere. They're not just spinning around randomly. And that's about it for this cube. And so let's look at the boss. Now, there are a few pages on the boss that are very similar to each other. So we'll just go down the pages, and then I'll explain why I made him the way I made him. Okay, so the first page, I think I've been over this, but I think I did modify it since then. When it has power, it emotes mad, that way it starts up and he's like, grrr, whatever. The countdown timer here is 2, so you got 2 seconds before it goes to page 2. He is invulnerable. I recommend whenever you make something that goes from invulnerable to not invulnerable, you have one on each page to be very specific. So like invulnerable equals true or false on whatever page, on every page. So on line 4, it will play an energy sphere effect. I found it to be too big, so I scaled it to 0.5, which I think is about half. And page 2 is where everything really actually starts for this boss. Alright, for the boss, page 2 is fairly complex. So when it's not bumping this particular logic box, again, always note when it's an in-world object, it will move towards it with flying directly. So he flies to that position and floats there. He's always turning towards the player quickly, so he's pretty much always looking towards you. So when this page starts, a countdown timer will start for 4 seconds, and then it will create a basic goblin from the library, a goblin bruiser, at position this logic box, the red one. Then it will play a void explosion on it as well, and it will play a void portal effect on it. That way it looks like they were, not just fell from nowhere. Again, it just adds more to it. And this one's very similar, except it's the other box. It's the same as 3 through 5, 6 through 8 is the same thing, except it's just a different cube. So it does the same thing on the other side. It's basically so you're spawning 2 of them. Again, invulnerable equals true, and he's still playing the energy shield. And then this countdown timer, once it hits 10, the eye up there will start shooting fire orbs at player. And then countdown timer 18, it will switch the page to 3. And then at page 3, it will turn quickly towards this cube. That way it looks at this cube when it throws stuff at it, which will be after 3 seconds on this page. It will shoot a burning aura at that small logic cube that shoots the ring of projectiles that's constantly spinning, and that will activate it and turn its power on. So after 3 seconds, it will shoot at the logic cube. After 4 seconds, which is just 1 second away, that's when the page will switch. I try to give it a second between each page switch, just to make sure that everything works right. Again, he's playing the energy shield, and I forgot to put his invincibility here, which should be, sorry, I'm back on page 2 now, Now back to page 3. Should be true here. As well as here. Apparently I forgot a few times. But the countdown timer on page 4 is at 2, which will switch to 5. We'll switch to page 5 after 2 seconds. So, and it's still playing the ring, and it's still invincible. Now with script 5, it's turning towards this cube and shooting at it again. It's basically replicating the throw the burning aura script, or the burning aura page again, just so he kind of does a pattern thing. Again, with this one, it's the same thing. You know, this is like where he spawns the 2 goblins again. And then page 7, he'll turn quickly towards this and shoot it again, so another replica. And that's pretty much it for this script. But here on page 8 is where it switches up. So he turns quickly towards player here, and when this page starts up, it'll play the arcane effect. The countdown timer will play, he'll wait about 5 seconds, and then he'll shoot the energy projectile at the player. Since in this script he's not playing the shield anymore, I made it so this is the script where his invulnerable equals false. That's what the arcane explosion is for. It kind of just bursts the shield away like it ran out of energy. And then the countdown timer to 10, and it will switch the page to 9. And if it's hit by attack, it will switch the page to 9. So if you're waiting, it'll just switch the page to 9. Actually, I misdid that. Alright, so countdown timer reaches 10. It should go back to 2. So he should start his, start the sequences over, basically. And then if he's hit by the attack within this time frame while his shield's down, then it'll go to page 9. And invulnerable will equal false. He'll fall, so he'll fall to the ground. And then he will emote cower, so he looks like he's like, oh crap, I don't have my shield. Countdown 11 seconds, and then it will switch back to page 2. Also, countdown timer 10 seconds. It will push player away from it, strength 10, so, and it will also play the arcane explosion, so it looks like he regains his shield and throws you back with the energy from it. And that's it for this boss. Sorry for the noise, and oh, it's saving, I was going to say, and sorry it froze. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked it. I think what I'm going to do is make stuff and just show that off a little bit, just so you can see what Project Spark is made of, like the things that can be made with it. Just for a few episodes, because this is getting a little complex, and I'm not the greatest at it yet, as far as making videos about it with the crappy equipment I have. But we'll see. I might do a little bit of, you know, whatever I think I should with Spark. Whatever works out best. So, thank you guys for watching.